Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the MU stand. This is the preview for Southampton versus Manchester United. As you can see, the team on my right or on your right, that is the team I'm going to pick for this preview. I don't know what you guys think, but I think Cristiano should be starting in this match. I know some fans probably are not going to agree with that decision. But before we get started, guys, smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And looking at the early team news for Southampton and Manchester United. So far, Manchester United and Southampton are, of course, preparing for Saturday's Premier League clash. There is an update in terms of team news for Manchester United. It looks like, of course, we saw Malacia coming on last week, and I believe he could start this game. But some fans probably would go with Rashford on the left because he's had an outstanding game against Liverpool. But I think this game is a little bit different. I think this game is a little bit different to the one that we played against Liverpool. We're gonna obviously go through the teams here. As you can see, this is how I would like to set up against Southampton. I prefer this team to start this way. I would go straight in with Casemiro, of course, because he is our number one CDM. That's why we bought him. So I expect him to play that role in that game, and I expect him to start in that game as well. But going into the team news we have, so both sides entered this fixture in a good form, with United defeating Liverpool on Monday night, and Southampton also have beaten Leicester City in the Premier League on Saturday. Both of our clashes actually with Southampton last season finished 1-1. Erik Ten Hag, of course, will be hoping that he can get his first competitive away points of this season. Of course, we have beaten Liverpool, but I expect a different kind of game against Southampton. I think we really got to watch out on how this team sets up, because it's not going to be the same kind of game where we can just defend and sit back and hit teams on the counter. I think Southampton are not gonna play high up on the field, so I don't think we're gonna play the same team, because we shouldn't play the same team. I hope we shouldn't play the same team. So new United midfielder, of course, Casemiro, could be set for his debut against the Saints on Saturday after finalizing his move from Real Madrid this week. I think he should be ready. The Brazilian has been training with his new teammates at Carrington and looked sharp, as you can see from the obviously you're not gonna see the video, but I can't show you the video, but looking at the screenshots, we've seen Casemiro train with the first team. We expect Casemiro to start that game, of course. Despite Casemiro's arrival, of course, we have Scott McTominay, Bruno Fernandes, and Christian Eriksen, who impressed, in my opinion, with their tenacity and work rate against Liverpool. Do I think they're gonna start in this match? Probably not. I don't expect them to start this game, because clearly Casemiro has to play this game. For me, I would go with Casemiro because he is one of the best in the game in that position. So I expect Casemiro to start this match, and he is definitely in my starting 11. We're gonna go through my starting 11 quickly. Let's just run through what they have, what the updates are in terms of injuries and team news. Hopefully Ten Hag can stick with the same team against in Southampton, except for Casemiro and Cristiano. I think if he can change those two positions, I'll be fine. I'll be fine with that, because the back four needs to stay the same, in my opinion. They need to stay the same. Anthony Langa was drawn for Martial, but it's thought that the substitution was actually tactical, that it was not an actual injury into Elanga. So Elanga is also fit. We expect to see him in the squad. He's not injured. Victor Lindelof and Facundo Pelstri are United's only 2 injuries concerns as it stands. So these are the 2 players that are going to be missing in the game against Southampton on Saturday. Of course, Anthony Martial return was one of the talking points on Monday night because of what he did. He came on, he changed the game. So I'm expecting him to start in this match. Of course, Rashford had scored in that game, but I don't think this is the kind of match where Rashford can shine. I think this is the kind of match where we need a proper center forward who can actually score goals. Rashford is actually useful when you're playing a counter-attacking game that the opponent is coming at you. So you can actually play Rashford in behind a lot. So that's the damage that was done in that game. So I expect Rashford to be on the bench, even though he scored in that match. I mean, some fans might disagree, but that is just my opinion. Players to watch, of course, Adams, the center forward for Southampton. He's not one of the tallest, but I think he might cause problem for Martinez. So that is something to look at. In my opinion, I think that is something we should be looking at and seeing how Martinez can handle that long ball that is gonna come eventually from Southampton. I'm pretty sure that they've seen what Brentford did against Martinez. So I expect similar kind of game where the opponent is just gonna play long balls, trying to find and see if Martinez could deal with it. But let me know, guys. I mean, this is the starting 11 that I've gone with. Let me know what you guys think. Is this the starting 11 okay for you? Do you actually agree with it or you disagree with it? Put it in the chat and let me know. Let's move on, I guess. So let's take a look at the team I have. So this is basically the team I've gone with, as you can see. David De Gea, of course, for me, starts and goal. I don't think anybody could disagree with that. I think he should definitely start. We're not gonna play Tom Heaton now, so for sure he has to start. Even though he made a couple of mistakes last time around, I expect him to start this match. But De Gea for me stays in goal. I right back Dalot, of course. There's no competition. I mean, you can talk about Wan-Bissaka being there, but I don't know. Ten Hag doesn't fancy Wan-Bissaka, as we've seen. I mean, we've seen so far that he does not fancy him at all. So I expect Dalot to keep his position in right back. The partnership between Varane and Martinez was really solid against Liverpool. So I do expect that centre-back partnership to continue against Southampton. Riley, thanks for joining, Riley. How's it going? By the way, guys, get your comments in, get your predictions in. What do you guys think? Do you think Cristiano should start this game? I mean, as you can see it on my lineup, I've put him there, but I know some fans don't actually agree with that. But it looks like 57% of you think that he should not be playing. So who should play instead? Like, what is your formation? I want to know, what would you change about the lineup that I'm showing here? Riley, of course, what do you think about the lineup as well? What do you think that needs to change? Or do you actually agree with it? You disagree with it? That we're going to continue here. Riley says, I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining, bro. So, yeah. So that is my back four. I don't think Shaw gets back into this position. He cannot go back to left back now because Malacia have shown what what a defender he is, what a left back he is. I think Malacia has shown quality, he's shown energy, shown passion, and he hasn't made a lot of mistakes against Liverpool. He pocketed Mohamed Salah. I mean, not a lot of defenders can actually make Salah quiet in the game, and Malacia has done that. So I definitely would keep the same back four that we had in the previous game. So nothing would change for me. If you disagree, put it in the chat. Let me see what you guys think. But that is my back four. Back five, I mean, it's not a back five, back four plus the goalkeeper. So Riley says Anthony Martial. So Anthony Martial is in the team, as you can see. I put him right here. Like, you see it right here. So I put him on the left attacking position instead of as a striker. And I'll explain why I've done that. Why I haven't gone with Rashford. Why I actually chose Martial instead of Rashford. And I'm gonna explain as well that why Cristiano starting this game ahead of Rashford or Martial. I'll explain that as well. But let's just go back to the in the middle of the park now. Of course, we've seen that in the middle of the park we went with I believe Bruno, McTominay, and Eriksen against Liverpool. It actually worked. But in this match, I expect Casemiro to get back into that lineup. I expect him to be that CDM. And I'm really excited about what Casemiro can give this team. He can give us a lot, to be honest. The likes of Donny, the likes of Eriksen, even Fred. I think all these midfielders are going to shine because we have a proper CDM. Like, we've never had that. We've never had that before. So I do expect that Casemiro is definitely going to change our midfield. And all of a sudden, you look at this team now on my left, and you see that, yes, it's not a title-winning team, but you still think that this team now looks so much better versus what we had in the beginning of the season. All of a sudden now you look at that team and say, okay, we have a decent squad. At least we can compete to finish in the top four, in my opinion now. Especially, of course, if we keep Cristiano in the team. If we can't keep Cristiano, I think it's gonna be difficult for us to finish in the top four. And there is, of course, a rumor of signing Antony and Gakpo. Those two players are significantly gonna improve our team. They definitely gonna improve our team. In that sense, I think if we sign those two, we can allow Cristiano to leave. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, the team is not strong enough to let go of Cristiano. To let go of that kind of caliber is not ready. I don't think the team is ready. Yes, we did win against Liverpool without him, but it doesn't mean we're going to win 60 games. I mean, this is a season we're talking about, not one game. And not a lot of teams actually play like Liverpool. So we're going to struggle. A lot of teams are going to play like Brentford. A lot of teams are going to play like Brighton. We're going to need to find a way to penetrate and score goals. So that is not going to be easy, guys. That is just not going to be easy. We got 10 people watching, guys. Smash a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Ryan Lee says, top four. What are you smoking on? I'm not smoking on anything, Ryan. I'm just saying, if we sign a couple of players, we definitely can finish in the top four. That's what I'm saying, bro. Ryan, that's what I'm saying. I mean, you could disagree with it, but I think this team could finish in the top four if we sign a couple of forwards. If we sign Antony, it looks like we could sign Antony. Antony's a lot expensive than what we want it to be. He is like 80 mil now. If we actually sign him, guys, I mean, if we sign him, who's going to tell me that we can't finish in the top four? I mean, player for player, we can compete with Arsenal. At least. Can't we? We can. The only problem with Manchester United this season or the previous season is because we lacked that intensity. We lacked that character, that fighting desire to win. I don't think the quality of the players we have are shit. Like Varane is not shit. De Gea is not shit. As we can see, Martinez and Malacia are a huge improvement to Maguire and Shaw. We've added Casemiro, so Casemiro is going to give us a lot of solidarity in the middle of the park. He can actually, I think we're going to see Donny more now because we have Casemiro. Definitely that's going to happen because now you can have two attacking midfielders playing without being conservative. We can actually play Bruno and Donny. We can play Eriksen and Donny. That's basically, we can afford to do that. Why? Why, you may ask, we can afford to do that? Because of this guy right here. Because of this guy right here. This guy, I mean, Casemiro cleans up all the stuff over here. He protects the entire back four, guys. We've never had this. And I think even the likes of Maguire, I know he's crap, but even those kind of players can benefit from having Casemiro in the team. They're probably going to concede less goals now. If this guy can stay fit, I'm sure he will stay fit based on his record for Real Madrid. I think we're going to be in a good hand. I think we're going to be in a solid position. And because of that, that's what I was saying. Because of that, these two players are going to be free. So that means they could go forward a lot. So Bruno could go forward. Eriksen can go forward. Not too much be concerned about defending. You know, Paul Pogba, we saw Paul Pogba when we signed him. We didn't sign him to play CDM. We signed him to play alongside CDM. But Paul Pogba struggled in the past few seasons because he never had a proper CDM. That is it. That's the reason why he struggled. Chloe, thanks for joining. How are you, my friend? So Chloe says, how are you, my friend? I'm watching your channel from South Africa. Your show is awesome. Big up, Chloe. Thanks for joining from South Africa. Big up, South Africa. Ryan says, I hope they give Shola Shorty a run in the first team this season. And he also said that, Ryan also said that, who's your backup goalkeeper? I mean, currently we have Heaton, so Heaton is going to be the backup goalkeeper. The likes of Fred, Ilanga, Donny, I'm going to put on the bench. As you can see them, the bench is up top here, guys. So look at the top screen. Those are the bench for me. But we're going to move forward with the team, and I'm going to explain why I pick and chose every single player. But thanks, Chloe, for joining in. Let's move on. So I was talking about how Casemiro could protect the back four, and also how he can give our midfielders the freedom to attack more instead of being concerned about defending. So Paul Pogba struggled because of that, because he was too concerned about defending that he couldn't play his game. When he plays alongside Kante, when he plays alongside another midfielder, he shines. So I think if we had Pogba now, I mean, he would have shined. I think he would definitely shine. Playing next to Casemiro, I think anybody would shine. Ryan Lee says, feels so sad for Donny. I hope he has a good season. That's what I'm saying, Ryan. I feel so sad for him too. But I expect Donny to get more playing time now. Don't get it twisted. Like, he is going to get more chance, because the reason why we haven't played Donny as much as we would like is because, like I said, we never had this guy right here, Casemiro, the Brazilian. Now that we have him, we can actually play Donny and Bruno together. So our team could easily be like this. Like, we could play like this, for example. This could be our team sometimes. In other games, this could be our team. You know, now the fact that we have a proper CDM, we don't need to play McTominay. We don't need to play Fred. You know what I'm saying? We don't need to play those two, Because now we have this guy right here. He fixes everything, in my opinion, in the middle of the park. I feel like games are won and lost in the middle of the park. I mean, some people may say yes, some people may say no, but I believe each game, if you look at it, the battle is in the middle of the park, and you win this battle right here in the middle of the park, you have a greater chance of winning a match. So I think our team is going to improve massively. Of course, we can also do this. So we can also play like this, 4-2-3-1, and you can pull Fred here if you want. You can put Bruno here if you want. You see how flexible the team is. All of a sudden, this team looks good because the flexibility we have is enormous. I mean, enormous. The fact that we have him. So Fred can also improve. He will definitely improve playing with Casemiro instead of McTominay. McTominay is going to improve playing alongside Casemiro instead of Fred. So I think, guys, I'm really positive. I don't know if you agree or not. If you disagree, let me know in the chat. But that's what I think. I've been watching United for a long time now, and I think Casemiro is a key player, better than De Jong, in my opinion, to fix our midfield. So Ryan says Cristiano or Ronaldo has like 1 season left. I would get a younger that could replace him, like Sesko. Yes, I agree. And also Cristiano wants to leave, right? Is another possibility that we can go like this. Of course. Probably people are expecting this kind of team on Saturday. People might expect like we would play like this, maybe. You would think like that. This could work, actually. This could definitely work, you know? But in my opinion, I wouldn't go with this. Like, I would definitely go with the lineup I have here. This is the setup I have. This should be the formation that we go against Southampton. We're gonna press them high. We're gonna press with Martial and Sancho. Of course, Cristiano has to do a little bit of pressing, but I think this team could definitely win the game against Southampton. Ryan says, I bet you spent hours doing the setup. No, bro, I didn't actually. But Brian says, I expect Rashford up front again. No chance. No chance. No chance, Ryan Lee. I completely disagree. I mean, he could start, you're right. But I disagree with playing Rashford in this lineup because Rashford is good at, I mentioned, if you're just joining in, I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, I said that Rashford is useful when you play a counter-attack. You're not going to play a counter-attack against Southampton, are you? You're not. So Rashford is not going to have a space to run in behind. And because the team is going to sit up. Southampton might just sit deep and defend. So you need players that can actually come on and create chances, of course. And I would play like Eriksen. I would play Bruno. One of the two creative midfielders we have, of course. That's basically it. Ryan says, I hate to say it, he will score against Southampton. I hope he does. I mean, look, all I care about is United winning. All I care about is that. I'm not concerned about being right or wrong. My concern is to win the game. That's what my concern is, you know. But I'll just fix up the team quickly here. Let's just put back Fred. Or Bruno could go here. And Eriksen can come here. So that's it. This is going to be my team. Of course, you could decide to do this. Putting Martial on the bench and start Cristiano, or put Cristiano on the bench. It seems like out of 21 people, we have 57% of you think that he should start. Cristiano should start. So it's not. I'm not by myself here. Like, look at the chat, Ryan. People actually think Cristiano should start this game, but I would definitely put Martial. So let me explain why I've gone with this. Of course, nobody could disagree with Bruno starting, right? I think he's had a good game against Liverpool. He worked his socks off in that game. If he can bring that every single game, and on top of that, if he can actually create chances, just like what he did against Ilanga, I expect him to start. He's one of our creative midfielders we have. He does waste a lot of chance, but I'll definitely start Bruno. And Eriksen, Eriksen is good now that we have Casemiro. As I mentioned, he's gonna shine. He's gonna do less work defensively. Eriksen can be a suspect, but that's not why we bought him. That's not why we got him in. We got him in so he can create chances in tight games. And when you face 5, 6, 7 defenders tight, packed in, he is the guy that can unlock that kind of defense. So he would definitely start, in my opinion. Ryan says McTominay and Eriksen, if you're going to play it safe. Yes. So you're right. Ryan is right. If he's not going to start to Casemiro, definitely you would go with the same team. Because there is actually a rule, never change the winning team. So you would keep the winning team, right? But in my opinion, this is a different kind of game. It's a different kind of game. And I'm sure Erik ten Hag is smart enough to know that it's a different kind of game. He would play the right players in the right positions. Lowen says, Cristiano should start the game. Read my comment I sent you. Let's see. Sorry, I think I missed it. I must have missed it. Let me see. So Lowen says, your team selection is great. I've been coughing for 36 years. I'm 56. I've been supporting Manchester United for 50 years. Or you play 5-2-3-2. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Cluin. You can play with 5-3-2, but now that we have Casemiro, we don't need to play 5 defenders. Like, our back 4 is protected, like I mentioned. I mean, I know I've been saying it a lot, but I might be wrong, but this is just my opinion, guys. So I'm not saying I'm right, but this is just based on what I've seen. I've seen Real Madrid for the past 5, 6, 7 years, okay? I'm actually watching Madrid a lot. In La Liga, I've watched them a lot. And Casemiro is a key player for that team. I think Madrid are going to struggle this season because they've lost him. They think he's old, okay, he's 30. We're getting 70 million for him, and they're satisfied. But I think they're going to struggle. The players they have are not ready to replace Casemiro. Casemiro is the best in the business. I mean, nobody could disagree with that. So, Chloe, knowing that we have Casemiro, I think we don't need to play back 5. You said 4-3-4? 4-3-4. How are we gonna play 4-3-4? Oh, are you talking about 4-2-2-2-2? The one that Ragnick was using, because Ragnick was going for 4-2-2-2-2-2-2. something like this. Hold on. It was something like this, right? So I think Lowen is talking about this. You could actually play something like this. So you could definitely play 4-2-2-2-2. Ryan says 5-3-2 seems a better bet. Casemiro is good with superstars. We'll find out. Ryan will definitely find out. By the way, we have like 15 people watching. Smash a like on the video, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are nearly 16K, so be sure to subscribe. Of course, we're going to be doing the watch along for the Southampton game, so be sure to join us for that one. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a blast, really. very interactive and enjoyable stream if you haven't had it before. So it's gonna be fun. So be sure to subscribe and join us for the watch along. But going back to the team we have here. Kirk, thanks for joining, Kirk. Kirk says we need to change Scott with Case. No point in changing the front. What do you mean, Kirk? So you're saying change? You still want McTominay to play with Casemiro? Is that what you're saying? Kirk, explain your team. So this is my team. How many of you actually agree with this? Ryan says, smash a like and subscribe. Big up, Ryan. Big up. Thanks for joining. And Saturday, set your alarm because that's going to be a massive, massive game because people might think it's going to be an easy win. So I'm going to give you guys my prediction for this one. We're gonna definitely wrap up here. But Benji says, keep up the good work. I agree with the starting 11. Big up, Benji. Big up, big up. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. But hopefully, guys, we can get a W against Southampton. But what do you guys think about this team? Is it a good team? Do you think we're going to win? Get your comments in. I want to know. Actually, leave a comment on the stream. That actually helps us to get to know what needs to change, what needs to improve. So after the stream is finished, just leave a comment saying whatever you want. Are you agreeing with the team? Do you disagree with the team? Just let me know in the chat so I know that how many actually people would actually like this lineup or they don't. Oh yeah, so Ryan mentioned ball over the top. So he says I'm 70%. Ball over the top is Dalot able to keep up and Martinez height. So ball over the top, it can happen, but we're gonna try to squeeze Southampton in. So it's not gonna be the same kind of game against Liverpool. So we're gonna risk a lot. But in terms of Martinez and Varane, they have the speed to recover. So you play ball in behind. Of course, that's the reason why you're not playing Maguire or Lindelof, because these two have a lot of pace. So they could definitely track back and defend. So I'm not worried about balling behind. I'm just worried about our front three. Are they gonna connect really well? Because oh, I forgot to talk about the front three, why I've chose what I've chosen. So I've gone with Martial because I think he's a better player than Rashford. How many of you agree with that? He's a better player than Marcus Rashford. I'll explain. Martial can create chances. He can score goals. Rashford can only run in behind. And he's not even a clinical finisher, in my opinion. He does score goals. I mean, he scored a previous game. But Martial can hold the ball, can create chances. The weakness for Martial is he doesn't defend a lot of times. So that is the weakness. If I have to pick a weakness for Anthony Martial, it is tracking back. So when we get attacked, is he going to track back and go do the dirty work? That is the question. That is the big question. Erk says, drop Scott for Casemiro and keep the front the same as Liverpool game. It could work. It could work. I just hope that our top scorer from last season is Cristiano, and I hope that he plays. Because I think we have a better chance of actually winning and scoring goals with Cristiano up top. Ryan is asking Kirk, Rashford up front. Kirk says, I would go with Rashford, Martial, and Sancho. But Kirk, that's not the same team. That's not the same team. The team that actually started against Liverpool has Elanga in it. Would you actually go with Elanga? Lewin says, I won't play Rashford. I agree. I think Rashford could come on from the bench to impact the game. But I don't think he should be starting, in my opinion. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna wrap up here. Thanks everyone for joining in. Ryan says you need Ryan Giggs. I wish, Ryan Lee. I wish we have those days where we had Paul Scholes, Roy Keane, David Beckham, Ryan Giggs. Those days are gone, bro. It's gone. Kirk says we cannot squeeze with Ronaldo in the team. We can't, because we can play Martial and Sancho deep in their penalty box, and we can attack them, and we can push Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno in their half. So when you do that and you have a proper goal scorer, you have a better chance of winning the game. That's just what I think. Because Rashford needs a space to run into. You're not gonna get that against the smaller teams. That's the reason why Rashford doesn't start for me. Now, I've explained why Rashford can't start this game, because it's a different kind of game. If we were playing Man City, for example, I would agree with you that you could start Rashford. I would agree with that. But playing small teams, I don't agree with it. It could work. He could come on and score. But for me, I think we shouldn't start Rashford. Cluen says your channel is awesome. Thank you so much, Cluen. We have about 15 people, guys. Smash a like on the video. Like I mentioned, subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing a watch along for this game, so be sure to tune in on Saturday morning. We are going to be live, and we're going to have chats. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a blast. So it's a small community as of now, so we can actually interact more. Like, we get to read everybody's thought. We get to read what everybody thinks. Ryan says Ten Hag might bench Casemiro. We never know. Exactly, that is a great point, Ryan. This is all hypothetical, because we don't know if Casemiro is actually going to start this game. We really don't know. We can start this guy. I hope he starts. But Ten Hag might decide to play. He might decide to play McTominay and Eriksen again, and then from the second half he might decide to play Casemiro. That is possible, but I hope he starts. I'm pretty sure everybody thinks that he should start, if I'm not mistaken. Kirk says if Martial is fit, he plays over Cristiano. Interesting point. You have a point there. I wouldn't dismiss it. You have a great point there. He could definitely start. Kirk says, good work, mate. Big up, guys. So we're gonna keep doing this. Like, we're gonna do lots of previews. We're gonna do match reactions. We're gonna do the watch alongs. We're gonna do transfer news as well. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everyone for joining in today. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. I'm gonna wrap up here. Ryan says it's going to be McTominay. I hope not. I hope not, Ryan. I hope not. But thanks a lot, guys. Be sure to leave a comment on the video. After we finish the stream, be sure to leave a comment. Ask your questions. What is your starting 11? Leave anything. Leave any comment you want. But we need you guys to be participating and leaving a comment that actually helps out the channel. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Ryan Lee's saying, not in a million years. Ronaldo is your bread winner. Ryan says, I don't even support Man U, and I know this. Oh yeah. It's been a good chat, guys. It's been a good chat. Thanks everyone for joining in. I'm gonna wrap up. So I'll see you soon. Thanks everyone. Be sure to subscribe as well. I'm out. Peace.